As you may know, the visual world consists of light that is reflected by molecules, and the light travels in waves between 400 and 700 nanometers in length. And that's why we look solid to each other, because the light bounces off of each other. But there's a different kind of light that does not bounce off of each other. And in that light, we look like sieves. We look transparent. And that is the X-ray, which has a wavelength of 0.1 to 10 nanometers. And we have with us today, I'm proud to introduce X.Lucchesi, who's an artist from Paris. He's been invited by the Institut Français to speak about his artwork with X-rays. And I'm going to give the word to him. Please welcome X.Lucchesi.
When the artist begins the image creation process, he has to make a distancing effort with the subject. The artist needs to be aware of the duality which operates between his mind and his body, and try to free himself from a mind-guided process to enable the body to lead the way. I was inspired by different travel in Asia and by Chinese painters, particularly by Badacharan, called also Zuda. In 1626, born in 1626 and died in 1705. An exercise that enables the artist to free himself from the mind is the mountain exercise. That is very particular things. When the artist paints a mountain, he starts by standing at the mountain. So he recognizes the form that he sees and draws repeatedly in the way he has been taught to. After a certain period of time looking intensely at the mountain, the artist's stare becomes blurry. His thoughts are weakened, allowing his body to take over the landscape. After that, he then discovers a new perception through his gesture, and slowly drift away from his habits, allowing him to reach a new form of creation. Once we let our hand guide our mind instead of our mind guiding our hand, we free ourselves from the illusion. French artist Paul Cézanne has also practiced in a certain way this kind of exercise by repeatedly drawing the Montagne Sainte-Victoire. He reached a new stage in his art and could create new forms, a new reality that will influence new generation with Cubism creation. The artist then perceives the world differently through gesture and not through consciousness. Once we set free from the duality between mind and a body which often prevails, the body becomes the main medium of creation, free from any form of consciousness. At this stage, the body becomes the medium of expression for intuitive thoughts. The body functions automatically without any form of consciousness, hindering its free expression. Indeed, we tend to forget that the human body pre-exists the consciousness. In the early stages of life, children are not aware of their own body yet. Consciousness grows later in life when children develop and acknowledge the outer world surrounding them, around 3 or 4 years old.